get to Hilchos Megillah. Let's talk about something a little happier now. Okay, Megillah. Okay. Okay, let's go with the Mechaber. It said, if one doesn't have a minyan, and they all could read themselves, they're all literate, they could read the Megillah themselves, is it better one should read for the others, or each person should read individually? So he says that because you have no minyan, it's better each person should read for himself. That's the Shulchan Aruch. Okay? So let's see the Mishna Berura Hey, page 306. To cover another person who's literate, yeah, it's only within the context of the minyan. Below domi l'shofar. So why by shofar? Even if you have a minyan person, even two people could blow the shofar. You have one person blowing the shofar for others. You know how to say each person takes his turn to blow the shofar. The Kris Megillah have kamo tefillah. It's similar to tefillah. The mina asora davka. Therefore, you need 10. It's preferable that one should read for the others. If one has in mind to cover the other, based on the principle of Shemei Koner, right? One who reads has in mind to cover the other, and the other person has in mind to be covered. Although they all could read themselves. Even as a first choice, it's better one should read for the others rather than each one reading on his own. Why? Mishum the Rav Handras Melech. We have this principle. With the multitude, there's greater glory to the king. Right? Everybody can say Kiddush themselves. Yet you have one person say Kiddush for many people. That's Rav Handras Melech. You have Lechem Mishnah. Unless it's a question of a hefsek. Right? One person has the Lechem Mishnah. Even though you could have Lechem Mishnah, everybody. It's better to have one person cutting the two challahs, or one of the two, and distribute the bread. Because one is motzi, many multiples. So there's an argument. L'chatchila, what is the best thing? Okay, today not everybody, most people are not fluent or capable to read the Megillah themselves, so the question is not even the question. If you have, let's say you have 6 people at the table, you give each person their own 2 chalis, right? Or halis. Or you have 2 chalas, and one person should cut and cover the whole. So it's not a question, there'll be an interruption between the bracha because it's an extended period of time. That's not the concern. So it's better to have one person say the motzi. Yeah.
I thought it's better for everybody.
I think so. You see, you don't see in Australia, this is the way they talk over there, Chali and Hali. Okay? Zion, Vov. Minig Tov Lahavi. Now, this is important. Minig Tov, you hear this? It's a good custom. Lahavi Ketanim Ketanis Lishmo Mikra Megillah. To have children in shul when they read the Megillah. It's minig tov. It's a joyous occasion. Of course, if the children are going to disrupt that you can't hear the Balkari reading, I mean, then you're defeating the whole purpose. I mean, if you're able to keep them under control to a degree, he says minig. It's a good minog. He doesn't say this. Bring him on Shabbos morning. Minig tov. Purim, during reading Megillah, it's minig tov. Let's see, minig tov lavi. They lechanchom b'mitzvahs pirsumi niso. Because this is just not Lord. This is pirsumi niso. We want everybody to celebrate that we're all beneficiaries of what happened. Therefore, issue the Hayu B'Shushan Abi. There's certain psukim we read out loud, and then everybody reads it, and the Balkori reads it, right? Right? That we read. Ki Mordechai Yehudi, Ki Lore Haktanim. Most of the kids, they doze off. We want to awaken them. Yidu libam ala kriyot. They should pay attention. We're not talking about some very, very small children. Children who could follow to a degree, because he says, V'yidnu libam ala kriya. U'makar osam apsukim k'dei l'chantchom. And the reason why we read these psukim out loud, so they should also say it along. No. Somebody has to be Yotzei. Somebody has to be... No. The question of bracha l'batola. Who you can say the bracha for? You have one of the children to say the bracha. An adult should not say the bracha there. It's better the child to say the bracha. If it's a yila chinuch, if they should read it on their own, for chinuch you could say the bracha on their behalf if they can't say the bracha themselves. But let's say you say the bracha, the kids, they can't follow. What's chinuch? Chinuch is not to read 8 psukim of the Megillah. Chinuch is to read the Megillah. It's entire reading. Kosher reading. So if you're not doing kosher reading, then it has no value. No, it's not necessary. It's not necessary. Not necessary. Not necessary. He was the Yotzei already. The person who reads for the children already, he read 6 times already. Right? Okay? Ketanim b'ketanos, b'vad shelo yivi ketanim b'yosei here. He says, but if they're too young, shemvaldim das hashomim, they confuse people, they can't pay attention. Right? They could be disruptive, definitely you don't bring them. L'shmoa, v'achshav b'msein rabim napachu. He says, today, among our many problems, just to the contrary, shelvad and shenim shomim, not only did the children not listen, they come just to make noise, but they're waiting for them, firecrackers, whatever they come in. Okay? So what kind of education? In what way are you training your child? Each person should hold his child next to him. Ulashgiach aleim shishma kriyat, to supervise them, to make sure they pay attention to the reading. She'agiach korei liskor shem hamon hagogi, rashakot lakosa kiminogo. So then the child bangs, makes noise. Avaloshiu is a ikar havos hakot l'beismedrash. You know, you tell your child, give him the cap gun or whatever you have there, and you give him the signal. That's all he knows. He has the signal for that, to make noise. Factually, the father's no better. On Shabbos, the father also makes noise when he shouldn't talk. So, gives him the signal. Mikra Megillah. V'achshav roi l'chol echod sheyelo Megillah k'sheirov likol b'lach shmila b'milo. Each person should have his own personal kosher Megillah. To listen to and to read along every word, because in case, since it's almost inevitable, you may miss words, and you have to hear every word. So what happens if you miss a word? So if you have a chumash, okay, if reading the chumash is okay, because as long as the majority was from a kosher Megillah, it's valid. Even if you read the minority from a chumash, because there's no worse than even reading it by heart, right? But what happens if it's a question if it was a majority or not? You may have not heard the majority from the Megillah, then you're not Yotzei. So, but if you have your own Megillah, kosher Megillah, and you read along, so even you're listening, you're paying attention, but factually simultaneously, worst comes to worst, even if you didn't hear the majority, you read it yourself. Therefore, it's best, he says, to have each person should have his own Megillah. He says, the Efshel Shmosh Leichtzib Machus Rashu Bilbul Klaf. He says a kosher Megillah on a klaf. He says, Ubilbul Shemakim Be'etzim Ubashmim Kol. Get mad, nothing has changed. Roy L'cholisha Linog Kain Misha B'chol Spir. That's only financially if you could afford it. Vayin L'kam Sim Tavrish Sadik Sim Dalit. Good. No, here when you're reading it, you're verbalizing it. You're not eye-reading it. When he says you should read it along, means verbalize the words as he's reading. But to follow, you could. If you follow him, no, but you could read after him. You could read after him. The pronunciation, you could do it. You could do it. That's the problem. Peva Chumash. No question. No, you have the vowels. Then you have the vowels. Now, the understanding means nothing. No. As long as you read the words. Yeah. And the Gemara says in Megillah, Trump also means nothing. The Gemara says in Megillah that there are many words in the Megillah that we don't even know what the words mean, even if you know Hebrew. Achashtronim. You know what Achashtronim are? It's a certain type of whatever messenger they had. There was different echelons of officers in the in the Persian Empire. You know what it is. It's just as you don't know what that word is. So even if you translate to another language, okay, that's what the Gemara speaks about. So we don't understand many words. So the Gemara says even if you don't understand, as long as you say the words of Yotzei, it's not a problem. Yeah, it's a nice thing to have Megillah, but again, today, it's not to have a kosher Megillah costs you $1,000. Of course, it's not. If you don't read the word right, you're not Yotzei. So you didn't say if you miss one word, you're not Yotzei. No, there's no mitzvah to own the Megillah. You can borrow Megillah. You see, you're going to sit next to him and read together.
So he's saying it loud enough.
No, he doesn't say it. He doesn't have to say it loud where he disturbs anybody. If you have everybody saying it loud enough, nobody's going to hear anything. We're talking about in an undertone. Even then, he shouldn't say that loud. He should not say that loud. He's disturbing everyone. Okay? Okay? Just a few more moments. Kori Odom is a Megillah bein Omed ben Yosef. Person is able to read Megillah whether he's in a standing position or a sitting position. Avolo yikra b'tzibur Yosef v'ratchil meikvod hatzibur. What about if you're the Balkori for the tzibur? To read it in the sitting position, it's not respectful. The Balkori for the tzibur. It's interesting. It's not a tzibur. But what I can tell you now, maybe it is regarding this. There's a Ravina Bachio. It says that when Abraham went to seek out the Morris Machpelah, he knew exactly what he wanted to buy. So he went to the Bnei Ches, that they should go speak to Ephron on his behalf to purchase the burial plot. So it says, Vayamod Abraham lifnei Bnei Ches. He stood. So the Ravina Bachio says, from here we learn that when you speak to a tzibur, it's respectful to stand. As Ravina Bachio. Very often, you're at a Shalom Shudas. If somebody's asked to speak, Sheva Brachas. You see some people, they don't stand up. It's a disrespect. I'm not talking about a person, but when talking about, even if a person is older than them, still, Abraham was recognized already. He was declared Nasi Elokim. He was the Prince of God by the world. Yet, he stood out of respect and he spoke to them. Yet people, they sit, like they think they're King Tut over there, The only thing difference is, they're not in the grave or mummified. Respectfully, you stand up, and that's the right way. Person sits at the shoulder, speaks. You say the Dvar Torah you want to say, you speak. That's standing, that's being respectful. So when you speak to a group, so over there, it's not necessarily because you have 10 people. You speak to any group, it's respectful to acknowledge them, not to matter the person sitting at a family Shabbos table. You're asked to say Dvar Torah, you stand up. We're talking about something, a formal type of situation. You want to argue Rabbeinu Bachia? I'm just telling you what Rabbeinu Bachia points out. So based on what he says, so again, it's not necessarily, it's being respectful. Oh, it's not, there were 10 of them there. You speak to a group, it's respectful to stand. Hagov osel lechazon likros megillah ad she'omrim lo kro. Here, he doesn't start reading until he gets the signal. There's COVID, there's proper behavior. To the group of people, to the tzibur. what but it was a formal setting. Yeah, but the question is, who's Avram and who are they? They understood who. They referred to him as, factually, he was declared after the battle against the four kings as the Prince of God. And afterwards, when Ephraim finally, he says, Nasi Elokim, they referred to him as Nasi Elokim. Oh, we're going to withhold a grave from you? Whatever you want, it's yours for the taking. That's what they said. So they understood who he was, that they were less than he was. Nevertheless, and he understood he was more than they were. He was wealthy than they were. In every sense of the word, he was more. Yet he stood out of respect for them. See, if we wouldn't be speaking of Avram Avinu, I'd say something, but it's not real. Lahavdil elef havdolos, 1,000,000 times over. Obama, he went to England that time, and he meets Queen Elizabeth. Rather than she's a queen, he goes, he treats her like, he's going to a ball game, or in Madison Square going to a hockey game, puts his hand around her. What are we talking about? Where's your respect? No respect whatsoever. You understand? It's more than a head of state. No, because they represent the United States. Yeah, but let's say he would have went to Rhodesia, right? And you had a bunch of cannibals out there, right? This before it became, what are they called today? It's no longer Rhodesia. Zimbabwe. Today it's more, since Carter turned it into Zimbabwe, it's a little more, they eat peanuts today. So it's a little more sophisticated, okay? But when it was Rhodesia or whatever it is, when they went with the bones in their noses and their ears, okay? Churchill would have stood for them. You think the B'nai Ches were better than them? They were a bunch of uncivilized cannibals in those years. They were pagans, whatever, the human sacrifice. That's what Canaan was. Yet Avram, he stood for them, because that's in that context, that's being respectful. To be continued. But you're getting it wrong, because you see the way they responded to him. They wanted to give it to him as much as he wanted it from them. It's not he had to play to their to whatever is to their egos. No. Let's say if it's tefillah, tefillah.
What does that mean?
Tefillah means because it's a supplication of Hashem. That's the Shmon Esrei. A person can say the Shmon Esrei himself. One person cannot be Yotze. I mean, the Eved is Yotze, but it's not the right thing.
Okay.
Because it's
there Hogstein lists a whole bunch of reasons why, even if there aren't, even if you don't have minion, you still Rovam Hagishmela, assuming Isa.
no. He's quoting somebody.
Right, but he starts out saying that you need 10 because it's like.
Because it's like tefillah, but he starts off because it's tefillah. It's the quiver. It's like tefillah because originally it said you should have 10. Something that initially says you should have 10. For Kriyas Milah you should have 10. Right. For Kiddush you don't need 10. Right. There's not even consideration. There's not even the question. You say Barov Andres Melech. But something you need 10, then each person should say it.
Right, because you equate it to tefillah.
Yeah. Okay.